Alright there, it's your old mate Yorkie here, bringing another monthly update, this time for October 2022. Let's talk about the YouTube algorithm. This channel's growing, but it's growing slowly, which I basically expect because a small channel. YouTube algorithm doesn't like that. But one thing I have noticed is that I will grow slightly quicker if I do more streaming, because streaming brings more eyes to the channel for a longer period at a time, which the algorithm likes. So let's talk about wishes, hopes, and reality. I wish I could do 2 recordings a day and one, 2 streams a day and 1 recording. I enjoy streaming, probably more than recording. I enjoy recording too. It's good to have a little flexibility. Recording gives also a shorter video for those who want a shorter video as well, generally speaking, whereas streaming's a couple of hours. But the truth is, life situation isn't going to allow that as a regular. I hope most days I can stream once, record a couple of videos a day, which will help with growth, give me the joy of streaming, hopefully provide a better service to y'all, and so it'll be good all round. The truth is that life is still a bit chaotic. We got 8 people living in this one family house at the moment. The family had to move in for various reasons. And my wife's still fighting her disability, so I have to be able to break for that, and things can get a little overwhelming. So even holding that consistency, as you've seen this month and other months, can be a little bit trying, a bit difficult. Reality, therefore, is that I will do my best to keep that up. But there'll be days that I miss, there'll be times that I miss, and I can only serve you as well as I can. And serve myself too, because believe me, this really helps me to keep things together. And I appreciate all of you for that, even more than the growth. So what are we going to be working on? Well, let's start by looking at what we did this month. What we scheduled, what we did. Best month ever! Yeah, that didn't happen, did it? Again, I planned to do it. My situation just got in the way a little bit. Circus Electrique. Which apparently I put DC Universe there instead. Oh, what an idiot. Sorry about that. Oh no, I didn't. There it is. Hang on. There we are. Circus Electrique. I like the game. Not as much as I hoped. The screens are busy for no reason. They don't release the new types of actors as much as I'd like. So I moved on, honestly. Once the first story ended in us dying out, or getting to a point where we weren't going to be able to continue reasonably, I moved on. It's possibly worth playing the game. It just wasn't for me. DC Universe Online. Now I have one viewer who is pushing hard for me to continue that. So let me make clear a couple of things. Firstly, I can't do rates. It's not because I'm not good enough, which some might say it is, but anyway. Because of my wife's disability, I have to always be able to drop things at any time. For minutes to an hour or even more at a time. That gets in the way of streaming some, because there's going to be dead air at times I fill with the clicker. But doing raids, doing group work, yeah, that can't be done. It's not really my thing either, doing group work, to be honest. Even on a MMORPG, I like to solo. But I have enjoyed my time with DC Universe. And so although this particular run will be drawing to an end in the next couple of days or so, I probably will be back. Because as my man reminded me, oh, my woman, I don't think they've actually said, you forgot to do the villain route. No, I haven't. I haven't forgotten. It's just this was a hero run. So one of the lives of Yorkie will do a villain run at some point in the future, months down the line. Disney Dreamlight Valley is a nice, sedate, relaxed game. Not my favourite, but it's good. I enjoy it. It's just, it's okay. It could be better. So it's going to continue with a video every few days as we continue opening up new parts of the valley, meeting new Disney princes, princesses, etc., and trying to resolve some situations. Hope you're enjoying it. I think you are. And so we'll have a video every few days. Pathfinder Kingmaker drew to an end this month. Love the game, but the overuse of wild hunts at the end, I just got no thanks. I don't like the wild hunt. So I did go to story mode at the end. I apologise that I didn't keep it a daring mode, I think it was on. But I just wanted to get the story done. And try and romance Nerissa, which I messed up. Well, Pathfinder's off the channel now. So I hope you enjoyed the run, and it probably won't be back. Just because, hey, I've played a lot of it. I've actually completed it. It's done. Night of the Dead was a painful game. Not for the reason you think. It's not that the game was bad, I actually think it's pretty good from what I saw. But let me show you something and then I'll speak again. You see how those headphones have got a band that's a little thick, slightly rounded? Putting that builder's helmet on, it's only a cheap plastic one, pressed it down into my scalp so hard, it was too painful to play the bloody game. That game may make a return sometime, not this month, which means it might not do because it's most ideal for this month, Halloween month. It may make a return when I've got headphones with a completely thin band, which is something I feel I need. I enjoy the game. I think it can be really fun, and I think they've made some good updates since the last time I played, which was a year or two back. Plague Tale Innocence, oh what a nice game. That's a great story. It's not perfect all the way through, and you've seen I struggle with action games and so on, so yeah, there were bits I screwed up. But I enjoyed it, and I'm glad I played through it. Good game. Highly recommended. The Dungeon of Nachal... whatever it was. I don't know. The Amulet of whatever. Sad about this one. This was the one I selected from this month's Humble Bundle. And I think from what I saw, it's a good game that I could enjoy. The trouble is, there's enough to it that I couldn't get my teeth into it because life was too chaotic, honestly. I've kind of mentioned the situations a little bit. You can draw your own conclusions from that. Life got a bit chaotic. I just couldn't get my teeth into it. And since I'll be drawing another one from this coming month's Humble Bundle, which releases this Tuesday, I'm going to take it off channel. I would say if you can get it still on the monthly Humble Bundle, or if you get it cheap, or if it is cheap itself, I don't think it's expensive. I think it's well worth putting some money in checking out. I think I could have enjoyed it, but it's time to move on from it. Pathfinder. Through the Ashes. I love Pathfinder Kingmaker. I love Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Through the Ashes. My biggest complaint about it was there are some classes like the Witch with the Slumber Hex, which is usually useful, which are just not that useful. And a bigger complaint, I usually play Wrath of the Righteous on Core. Core didn't seem like Core, it seemed much harder on this one. I don't like that they didn't match hardness. And that's a complaint I've seen throughout, is it's just ridiculous. You get a lot of fights that are okay, and then ridiculous difficulty on some other ones. I got to give this one, not quite a fail, but it's not to the standard of the main game. I mean, it's a short game, but that's not what I mean. The actual game itself, it's just not up to the standard for me. And Wrath of the Righteous continues, of course. It's my focus game, shall we say. The one I'm doing daily, more or less daily. I will miss a day here and there, as I've said. Life gets in the way. But Wrath of the Righteous is the one that I'm going to be streaming most often when I stream. of an evening and just see how we can go. I love it. I'm in Dresden. I've taken Dresden. We're about to storm the Citadel. Join me tonight. Moving on. What's coming this month? Crusader Kings 3 will return to the channel. It's just had the release of the Friends and Foes, I think it is, event pack, which I'm looking to see events from. Also, I'm going to move back to starting up in Iberia, so that we can get involved in the Iberian struggle. I'm going to create my own king to start off with. Obviously, then your dynasty continues as it is. I'm going to create my own. And how do I make it like Halloween? Well, Halloween's about fear and dread. And, oh, did I say dread? That's a mechanic, isn't it? I don't usually play dreadful characters. I may get massacred as soon as I start. It might be a short run. I'm going to try and go for a psychotic, mean, dreadful character. We go to war with you, we capture you, we can't make money off you, you're done, etc. Dread. Four Tails. Looks a cutie anthropomorphics card game? Kind of, maybe, sort of. Although I've heard it's a card game in much the same way as Cultist Simulator or Life of an Artist or whatever it... Artist Simulator, whatever, is a card game. Which is not a traditional card game, but uses cards as part of it. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Now, how does it match Halloween? Well, I've seen two things. First of all, the Steam description says that the fate of the world ends up depending on it. Honestly, the fate of the world depending on me. That's a bloody nightmare right there. But also, I understand you're working as criminals, etc. Life of crime, life of breaking the law, life of going chaotic. Sounds good. Now, that one is a pure playtest. I don't like it after one episode, it's gone. I don't like it after a couple of episodes, it's gone. I want to see it, and it's a new release. We did Man of Medan some time ago, from the Dark Pictures Anthology. I'm definitely going to bring Little Hope. I've even got it installed on the computer right now. And see how that goes. If it gets some views, I've got an idea for something to do later as well, depending on finances. Surviving the Aftermath also returns to the channel. It's a colony builder with a lot of events and so on, and therefore I view it as having a storyline behind it and can continue it that way. It's definitely horror. It's not horror if you don't think of it as a slasher or a monster. It's a horror of surviving after an apocalypse. That's pretty horrific. It's a brutal living style. Nice. Plague Tale Requiem. Well, you heard how I like Plague Tale Innocence. Requiem releases this month. Finances allowing. I'm going to pick it up and bring it to channel. Let's rock. Let's see how this goes. Hard West 2, depending on if I get a chance. I enjoyed where I got with it, so I'll probably bring it back, restart, and have a bigger go at it. It's a horror game. It's horror month. Be a great game to bring. I mentioned plans for later, if finances allow and if I've got time. The third of the current trilogy, it's actually got more games coming out, of the Dark Pictures Anthology, is House of Ashes. Let's see what that's like. Of course, that depends on having finances when it's time to go there. Another that I'm waiting for desperately, and I mean this one I'm really gagging for because I loved the little playthrough on NextFest. Creature Lab. Get bodies, cut them up, make your little Frankenstein's monsters, send them out to the world. It's an indie game. It's gonna look indie, but I want to give it a bash. They keep flagging it as releasing before Halloween. We're already in October. I don't buy that anymore, but if it does, and I got the finances, I'm getting that. That'll be on channel. And the last possible one, Oceanomics. How Halloween's a magical time. This looks like a cute game that I'd be interested in having a bad shot. So let's bring it. Again, if we get time, if we get finances, this will come to the channel. And then the last thing to mention, of course, last two things. Choosing a game from this month's Humble Bundle. You can all help me with that because apart from looking for what fits the channel with a story behind it, or me being the story in a job simulator, and one I enjoy, I do look at what gets views, what gets likes, what gets comments. So if you see one on this month's Humble Bundle that I do a humble opinion on, let me know what you think. The last one, of course, starting Monday, I'll be trying to do a video a day, I know I haven't, from the Steam Next Fest. The things that I think fit on channel. Don't know what's going to be released, don't know what's going to be visible. Steam Next Fest, always good for getting a few views, always good for getting some interesting games to look at. And some complete crap as well, let's face it. So I'm looking forward to that. I hope you are too. And that's where we stand right now. I'm Yorkie, your old mate. Glad to have you here. Hope you're having a good life. I'll see you around.